Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers. Good afternoon. Nice day today here in Huntington, Long Island. And today I decided I'm gonna whip out my Toro recycler, the one that has the very strange Kohler 1413211S spark plug. I had to go and order another spark plug for this thing because I used this original spark plug for that Poulon that I fixed yesterday. But I whipped this spark plug back out of the Poulon while I wait for the new plug to come. I'm going to put it back in here and try to figure out why this thing runs bad, runs really rough after about 10 or 20 seconds of initial start. I'm thinking it might be the Magneto or the carburetor. It might be something like that. I'm going to try to figure it out. In the meantime, some nut wants to buy my other recycler soon. And also the other mower, the push mower Craftsman, I might sell that later on tonight. So maybe if everything goes my way today, we'll sell 2 lawnmowers today. As you know, this mower I lent to Darren when his black one conked out and he needed a mower. So I basically just gave it to him. But I fixed his black one, gave it back to him. He returned it back to me. When I tried to start it, I pull it, it starts after a couple of pulls. Then it runs okay for about 5 or 10 seconds, and then it just goes, it starts hesitating up and down, and it sounds very rough, almost like the spark is very, very low, you know, or it could be a carburetor problem. But I remember that when I first fixed this, I cleaned the carburetor. So let's see what happens when I start it. See, if the carburetor is clean, it should start up right away, right? But if it's getting low spark, it'll have difficulty starting, like it's doing now. Like it's starting. Should I blow some go-go juice in there? Okay, I blew some go-go juice in there. Choke flap is closed because it's cold. Got about 10 minutes before I have to leave for the church to meet the guy for the other recycler that I got, the older one, the one with the bagger. So hopefully by then I'll be able to at least remove this. Let's not lose these nuts, huh? And get the Magneto off. So it's very easy to remove. Don't lose these bolts. And here is the coil. Looks okay. I don't see any cracks or nothing. Well, this insulator here is a little rough, but it's not all that important. Doesn't look tremendously rusty or anything. Remove the kill wire. Kill wire is removed. Let's remove the Magneto. Oh, This requires a deep socket. A deep socket or a 10mm wrench. It's very tight, almost like it has Loctite on it or something. So you have to be really careful, because if you strip it, you're screwed. Whole engine be DONESKI. Unless you like to weld aluminum. It took a while to turn that thing, but here is the coil, and it's kind of stuck because I have the spark plug there and it's not having any room to go underneath this arm for the thing, so it's kind of like stuck here. Can't get it out without removing the spark plug again. Oh, there we go. Alright, so here we go. That's the Magneto. As you can see, it's very rusty over here. That could be it. But let's test it with a multimeter. Set it to ohms, 20,000. Turn it on. Anything over a reading of 2.5 is good. The red one here, we'll just tap the inner part of that. What the hell? 10.5. That's the highest I've ever seen it. I have that right? I mean, 10.5. I mean, that means this is the best Magneto in the world, you know? So according to this, it's a good Magneto, but you know what? Just since we have it apart, I'm gonna go see if I have another one of these. We'll swap it out to rule this out. So I found these other ones that look just like this, but these fit Briggs instead of this. So this is one for a Kohler Command or Courage engine for a lawn tractor, right? But the holes fit, and it's also Kohler. It fit perfectly. And these contacts are clean, see? Let's check the circuit on this one, see if the reading is over 2.5. 7.9, so not like 10 point something before, you know what I mean? This 7.9 is very high. Like on the Briggs ones, most I've seen is like 5. You know, for this to be almost 8, I mean, I don't know if it's a different specs for Kohler, but we could only try, right? It's easy enough to switch. So I'm gonna get a business card to put in between here to establish the air gap. But first, we're gonna have to go meet that guy and show him the mower. I'm gonna go a little early so I can take it out of the van and make sure it starts, because it's been sitting in my van for about 3 or 4 days. I want to make sure it starts before he gets there. So I'm back. As you saw, I sold that Toro recycler for 150 bucks. I had it listed for 165, but the guy asked me if I'll do 150. I says, absolutely. You know, kind of raggedy of a mower, but still works pretty well for 150 bucks. It's pretty good. Anyway, guy had a AR-15 hat on. So we ended up talking for like 40 minutes about guns. Anyway, so look, I'm going to find where this magnet is. It's right there. help it out a little bit, you know what I mean? I hope this one works. This one has a square part in the middle, which the other one didn't have. But whatever, man. We gotta just rule out that it's a Magneto problem, you know? Just rule it out. So Kohler's, the kill tab is on the top. Don't know why, it just is. Put a business card in between here. It's about 10/1000ths of air gap. Put it where the magnet is, right in the center. There's a fiber there. Is that it? Just want to look shorter. Anyway, so I'm just going to tighten this up. And this long thing over here, it's going to take a while. See? They put Loctite on it. That's why it was so hard to get out. I'll tighten this up, connect it, put everything back, see if it runs better. If not, I'm gonna have to take the carburetor apart. So I got it on here. I'm gonna attach the kill wire on here, rotate the flywheel, get the card out of there, put this over this thing here because it was a pain to get it out. Man, I sure hope that's connected. Oh, I can't. This thing is in the way. I might have to route it through the thing underneath the thermostat arm. I can't get this on. Yep, it's in the way. So I'm gonna have to shove this down there. I'm gonna try to do this without taking the spark plug out. It's a pain in the butt. Actually, this is more of a pain in the butt than taking out the spark plug. Maybe I should. Oh man, don't make me take the spark plug out. Oh. Okay, I finally got the spark plug off, and I'm going to put this engine cover back on again. It's very easy to do. Put this back on top here. There's a couple of spacer washers on there. And then just put these 3 back on. So easy to do. That's why I kind of like working on Kohlers. A lot of people don't like Kohlers, but I mean, I don't really like the carburetor, but I like the fact that it's pretty easy to take apart, you know. And I think they run pretty well, you know, when you got them dialed in. All right, let's see if this works better now. The plot thickens. Blow some of this stuff in there and see if it's a primary. As you can see, it wasn't the spark plug. It wasn't the Magneto or the spark plug. Looks like we're going to have to drop that bowl on the carburetor and see. I removed the carburetor bowl, and while the fuel is clean, and I remember I cleaned this, there is now black stuff on the very bottom, loose stuff, that could get in the way of the emulsion tube. So I hope that's it. Look, here, I just dumped this out, look. I'm going to use my fingers. Globs and globs of debris is in there. I don't know how it gets in there, man. Maybe it was in the gas tank, huh? That could have been it. Put the bowl back after I cleaned it, blew up the emulsion tube, and I removed this. This is the pilot jet on the top. Make sure this is clear. What the hell? That's no good. Alright, we did a quick and dirty in the pilot jet. There was debris in both the bowl and that, so who knows. At least it started. RPM seemed very low. I think I have to screw with the throttle. And it looks like the primer is not really working right. It takes a bit to get it started. And these things should start easily. So I'm thinking that this carburetor has some problems with the primer circuit. I'm not very familiar with this one. I mean, I could just tighten this tab here to increase the RPMs, but it just doesn't start up right. You know what I mean? It doesn't start up on one pull. It's supposed to be easy to start. That's my experience with these Kohlers. It's always one pull. So there's something wrong with the primer circuit. And so I actually found an old carburetor that is this exact one. You can tell because it has this thing. This bend here, this plate here, that's a bend. I remember this was working and all I needed was the spring for the needle. So I bought another carburetor just for the needle, but I mean, I could use this needle, you know what I mean? This carburetor is in much dirtier shape than this one. This one's much better. So I'm just gonna swap out good parts on here and put it on this one and try. That's all I can do is just try, because this is as good as a new carburetor. It just needs a better needle. Since this needle doesn't leak, I'm going to do that. So I can take this carburetor off in two different ways. I can do what I'm doing now by taking some torque screws out of here to release this thermostat arm bracket off the carburetor and just loosen the linkages, or I can take the thermostat off the muffler and that whole assembly comes off, but I have to take this off anyway to swap it onto the other carburetor, right? So I might as well do it that way. The carburetor part of this is very tedious. Turn that. Bend this, lift it up. And this thing comes out like that. Easier said than done. This is the easiest way though. So I just spent some time putting this carburetor together with the good parts, and then I was about to put it on when I realized that this looks different. Look at this. This one has that and this one doesn't, and the linkage that goes to that fits in here, right? Like that, right? but this linkage does not fit in this one. So I'm thinking, should I make a linkage for this? Like bend one without that? Cut this so that it just slips in like that? Or should I try to remove the C-clip under here and swap these two out? I think I'm going to try to do that. You know why? You know why I'm going to try to do that? Because I've never done that before. And I want to do something that I've never done before. So these are really tiny parts. But I'm going to try to take the butterfly flap out of this and that, remove the shafts, remove the C-clip underneath this thing, pull that out, swap these two. Wish me luck. There you go. So what I did was, instead of taking out those C-clips to remove these two pins, to remove that, just this one side, I decided I was going to take the entire assembly out. So basically I took out both, you know, axles, the top parts. And that was easier, at least to me it was. So I've got them swapped around. I'm just going to put this one back together again in case one day I need them again. Alright, I've spent just about enough time on this thing. More time than I wanted to spend on it. But it must be done, right? Oh boy, so let's give it a try. Remember, we had trouble starting, right? Like this. Oh. You know, this is an overhead valve. Maybe it needs valve job. Maybe I need to adjust the clearance. It's possible. You know, it's not closing on the did I put that spring back? Oh no, I don't think I put the spring back. And I manually closed the flap. How about that? Now it doesn't start at all. Great job, Henry. Okay, well, I've been at this all day, taking this carburetor apart several times. Before the spring for the choke was loose and off. It was supposed to be clamped behind the thing. It was just free. And then still wouldn't start. Reset the governor, and then I pulled it once, started right up, but revved super high that I had to shut it down. So now I just readjusted it again. I think it's right, but now it won't start anymore. So I've just about had it for the day. I'm going to continue tomorrow. Maybe I'll check out the valves. Tonight I'm going to look up the valve clearances, because you know, if it doesn't start up, sometimes it's the valves, you know. I even sprayed go-go juice in here after I reset the governor. It still doesn't work. So I hope this doesn't become one of those head scratcher engines, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys next time on
Mowers and blowers. Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video, and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as, if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.